Good morning. This is Muralidhar, lecturer in chemistry. In last class, we studied characteristics of K1 up to half-life and calculation of slope. Today, we shall discuss some more characteristics for first order rate constant. That is, the fourth property of K1 is here you can alter the you have to change the concentrations terms in a first order rate equation. K1 does not vary. That means here what I mean to say, the first order rate constant does not vary with vary of concentrations of the terms involved in the first order reaction. See students, we will note down first order rate constant, first order rate constant, first order rate constant does not vary by increasing or decreasing concentration terms concentration terms. That means first order rate constant does not vary by increasing or decreasing m times. Students write this m times concentration terms in first order equation. See, why this situation is happened, we can understand this by writing first order rate constant equation. What is our first order rate constant equation? K1 is equal to 2.303 by T log of A by A minus X. For example, let us assume increase concentration of each term by m times. So here what happens? K1 dash is equal to, because here we are increasing each and every term concentration by m times, 2.303 by T log of MA by M of A minus X. That's why here, if there is a change occurs, that's why you put K dash. So here what happens? M should be cancelled out. You are getting 2.303 by T log of A by A minus X. Of course, what is this value? Here 2.303 by T into log of A by A minus X means K1. So here K1 dash is equal to K1. From this what we can understand? Rate constant does not alter when you increase concentration m times or decrease m times each concentration term in first order equation. So this is the information we are understood by this equation. Please you copy down this. Then fifth characteristic characteristic property of K1 we'll discuss. Fifth one. Fifth one. All these are very important. Regarding first order, characteristic features, characteristic properties of K1 are important because we have 5 types of characters. Do remember, maybe there is a chance to come in entrances like NEET, mains. See here, in bimolecular reaction, in bimolecular reaction, bimolecular reaction, anyone reacting molecule, anyone reacting molecule, concentration should be present in excess, should be present or should be taken, whatever it is, be present or should be taken, should be present or taken in excess, then the reaction follows, the reaction follows first order. Then this reaction follows first order. This is very important statement. Students, you remember what I am saying here. If in any if one reaction is there, there are two reacting molecules. Among them, in which one reacting molecule should be taken in excess concentration. Concentration. That means then that reaction follows which order? First order. Molecularity is 2, but order is 1. Such type of reactions we call as pseudo-marker reactions. Pseudo-marker. And beautiful examples for such type of reaction is ester hydrolysis in presence of acidic media. And the second one is sucrose hydrolysis in presence of acidic media. That is also called what? Inversion of cane sugar. Follows first order. There two molecules are present, ester and water molecule present. In case of sucrose hydrolysis, sucrose and water is present. But what happens in that reactions means water should be taken in excess concentration with respect of ester concentration, with respect to sucrose concentration. That's why the rate of reaction which depends upon only ester molecule, not on water concentration. So water concentration being it is kept, it is treated as a constant. So this statement, particularly ester hydrolysis and sucrose hydrolysis, are the examples for this one. I give you one reaction, then very easy to remember. For example, say A plus B gives rise to P. I give you a general reaction. A plus B gives rise to P. Here, how many molecules are there? Molecularity is 2 because 2 molecules are involved. Molecularity 2. But what about order? Order we cannot justify because order is the experimental phenomena. I already told you under the concept of molecularity and order at the beginning of kinetics class. See here the concentration of A molecule is 0.1 mole. Okay. Here the concentration of B you are taking 10 moles. 10 moles. So you are taking concentration of B very excess and comparing A. Here what happens? Rate dx by dt depends upon only concentration of A molecule. That's why order becomes what? Only one. First order. This thing you remember. So example for this type of reactions are ester hydrolysis, sucrose hydrolysis. Okay, of course that we will discuss now. Please write this. So in two molecules, one should be in excess concentration. Then that follows order first order, not second order. First order reaction. Of course, molecularity is 2. You leave that, but you focus on order. Order depends upon only one molecule. That's why that this reaction follows first order. Okay. After completing this, I want to give you different examples for first order reaction. We have so many examples. Here we are discussing important one. Examples for first order reactions. First order reactions. We completed characters and we are going to study the examples for first order reaction. What are the examples for first order reaction means? I think so. All radioactive decay reactions follows first order reaction. Blindly, you remember all radioactive decay reactions. All radioactive decay reactions follow first order. That means N is equal to 1. N is equal to 1. Then some of the decomposition reactions also follow first order reactions. I mentioned here, I show here the below decomposition reactions also having N is equal to 1. That means first order. N is equal to 1 means first order reaction. Say I give you here example for decomposition. A decomposition of hydrogen peroxide. Simply, I want to write only reaction, no theory, not necessary. Decomposition of hydrogen peroxide H2O2. Here 2H2O2, 2H2O plus O2. Okay. Here is also same thing. It looks like bimolecular reaction, but order depends upon only one hydrogen peroxide molecule, not two hydrogen peroxide molecule. If you want to understand clearly, I show here. See, here what happens? H2O2 decomposes to give H2O, liberates one nascent oxygen. Okay, this is the slow reaction, slowest step. In slowest step, what happens? Only one hydrogen peroxide, 1 mole of hydrogen peroxide is involved. That's why rate depends upon only one mole of hydrogen peroxide. That's why it follows first order. Okay. After that, what happens? This nascent oxygen again combined with other nascent oxygen becomes O2. This is fast step. We ignore fast step. You can count only slow step, and moreover, rate depends upon the slow step is called what? Rate determining step. In rate determining step, only one molecule is involved. That means rate is altered by one hydrogen peroxide. That's why it follows first order. First order. Then B, decomposition of nitrogen pentoxide. Decomposition of nitrogen pentoxide. Here NO2 plus O. This is also first order reaction. Follows first order. N is equal to 1. Then C, decomposition of sulfonyl chloride. SO2Cl. SO2Cl2. Here it decomposes to sulfur dioxide and chlorine gas. This is also follows what first order reaction. Then here I am taking N-chloroestanolide. This is called what? N-chloroestanolide. On isomeric change, converted to para-chloroestanolide. NH2CW1OCS3. This follows first order reaction. follows first order reaction. And also, lastly, all of you can know E decomposition of diazonium salts. Decomposition of diazonium salts. Decomposition of diazonium salts means you can take diazonium chloride N2 plus Cl minus on reaction with steam. Here what happens? It is converted to phenol and liberate nitrogen gas and another compound byproduct is HCl. Another byproduct is HCl. Okay. So here also rate is depends upon only diazonium chloride salts. That's why it follows first order reaction. So one thing, students listen carefully. We started from actually we are studying examples for first order. All radioactive decay reactions are first order reactions. It is very simple to remember, but most of the not all decomposition. Some of the decomposition reactions follows first order reaction. What are those? Decomposition of hydrogen peroxide and decomposition of nitrogen pentoxide and decomposition of sulfur and chloride and the isomeric conversion of N-chloroacetanilide to parachloroacetanilide. This is N-chloroacetanilide. This is parachloroacetanilide. Compound name is parachloroacetanilide. If you want to, please write down this. This is all of you can know very familiar organic compound, diazonium chloride, decomposition of diazonium chloride. Because phenol, this is also first order reaction. These are decomposed, and there are two important reactions. Actually, those two reactions we are discussing from starting onwards. That is what is that ester hydrolysis and also sucrose hydrolysis. Both are undergone hydrolysis in presence of acidic media. Those two reactions follows first order. We have to remember these are very important. And compare with these ester hydrolysis, acidic media, and the inversion of cane sugar. Okay, I want to write those reactions. I want to mention those reactions. Please, students, you copy of this. Okay, how many reactions so far we have studied? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is 7. 7 one. Of course, start. Here we are giving sub numbers A, B, C. So third, ester hydrolysis. Ester hydrolysis in presence of acidic media, or simply in acidic media. In acidic media. Follows which order? Follows first order. Follows first order. That means invisible one. Okay. So I am writing here clearly equation. Ester hydrolysis means CH3 C double bond O O C2 H5 on hydrolysis H4 H in presence of acidic media H plus here H plus OH minus minus plus pH should be taken here. Here also then it becomes what? One is acid, acetic acid, and another one is alcohol. C2H5 plus. Okay. Here what happens? Rate depends upon only ester concentration, but not water. Why water? Water should be taken in excess when compared with ester. That's why it follows only first order. Actual molecularity is 2. Such type of reactions what we call pseudo-molecular reactions. You remember this. Okay, whenever you want to calculate the first order rate constant, apart from this, you want to calculate the first order rate constant by taking what is that K1 is equal to 2.303 by T log of A by A minus X. Okay, that is applicable for all. But here in case of ester hydrolysis, formula should be same, but we are using to calculate, remember this, to calculate K1, we use this formula 2.303 by T log of V infinity minus V0 by V infinity minus T. Okay, here you have to write clearly What is V0? V0 means the value of NaOH at initial time means 0 time. Initial time means 0 time. 0 time means reaction not yet started. Why you are considering value of NaOH means here the formation of acetic acid, which is estimated by doing volumetric titration with NaOH. That's why we are taking, we are considering into value of alkali. Actually, this is the experiment which we will be doing in BSc final year physical chemistry. Students remember this. So VT means the value of same NaOH at T time. T time. It may be a 5 minutes or 10 minutes or 15 minutes or 20 minutes. That means you can conduct experiment at different intervals of time. That means you can pick up the reading at 5 minutes and you can pick up the reading at 10 minutes. So this is the VT value. Then V infinity means value of NaOH at infinity time. At infinity time. Infinity time means, see, I am telling you, infinity time. What do you mean by infinity time means the time where the complete reaction, where the reaction is completed, the time where the reaction is completed. That means the entire the reacting material should be converted into products. Infinity time means the time where reaction mixture completely converted to products, or the time where the reaction is closed. So that time we call as infinity time. Students, you remember, I might be thinking it is somewhat tough. So you go on read and write number of times. Then last one, what is that? Sucrose hydrolysis in presence of acidic media. That is also called what? Inversion of cane sugar. Inversion of cane sugar. Fourth one, the last example for first order, inversion of cane sugar. Inversion of cane sugar. This is also called what? Sucrose acidic hydrolysis. Sucrose acidic hydrolysis. You remember these 2 points. Follows each other, first order. That's all. Simply n is equal to 1. All of you can know sucrose. What is the formula of sucrose? C12H22O11 on hydrolysis in presence of acidic media produces C6H12O6, one piece of glucose it is, and another one is C6H12O6. This is fructose. Both are having same molecular formula, but they differ in the functional group. That's why glucose and fructose are called functional isomers. On acidic hydrolysis, sucrose produces 1 mole of glucose and another one is fructose. Okay. Here, sugar can be inverted. What do you mean by inversion? Here also there is an entrance point. Why we call as inversion reaction? Means actually sucrose is dextrorated. Sucrose is dextrorated. When you conduct the hydrolysis in presence of acidic media, as time passes, what happens? The optical activity of sugar should be changed to dextro. Actually, the dextrorotation changes to levorotation. That means here this is less isomer, dextro isomer. The resulted glucose and fructose solution exhibit minus. Minus means LEVO. This is called what? Minus isomer, LEVO. Here what happens? There is a inversion of optical activity. Plus becomes minus. Dextro rotating isomer changes to LEVO rotating isomer. That's why sign should be inverted. Rotation should be inverted. So called as inversion of cane sugar. That thing you remember. Of course, it will be this will be studying clearly under optical isomerism. It will come. You don't bother. Okay. Particularly this type of reaction, this is also a practical reaction. Inversion of cane sugar is also a physical chemistry practical. I might be thinking the students doing this experiment in post graduation first year, PG first year. For this reaction, how we calculate the K1 means to calculate K1, we use this formula 2.303 by T log of theta 0 minus theta infinity by theta T minus theta infinity. Here unknown things are this theta. What is theta? See, I am writing here. Theta 0 means optical value of sugar at zero time. At zero time means initial time. Just now I said in case of S hydrolysis, theta T means optical value of sugar at T minutes. T minutes. Obviously, you have to conduct experiment at different intervals of time. 5 minutes, you may conduct 10 minutes, you may conduct 15 minutes. By that, you are getting different types of time interval values. That is nothing but theta t, represented with theta t. Theta infinity, optical value of sugar at infinity dilution. Nothing but infinity time. Infinity time is the time where total reaction should be completed. That's it. Okay. With this, we are completing first order reactions with the characters and different examples in detail. So, students, please do remember these are highly helpful, particularly the students who are going to write mains exam, NEET exams. And also, please subscribe our video and share to the students. I start here. The second order reaction we'll discuss in next class. Thank you, one and all.